Hello you guys, thank you for coming to my channel. Happy New Year to you guys. I thought I'd start off the new year by showing you my first project. I did this yesterday, which was New Year's Day, and this is not my tutorial. I actually went to Michelle's channel of Creative Operations. She's also a design team member with Country Craft Creations. And since it's the beginning of the year, I wanted to make something to help me keep organized with my design team projects for Country Craft Creations. And I had remembered that a while back she had made an organizer that I thought was really handy, and it was nice and large. And so I went back and I searched through her videos, which she has a lot, and I found it, and so I went ahead and made it. Now I don't know I don't think I got this paper from Country Craft Creations, but the tutorial is a design team tutorial, so I will link that in my description box down below so that you can find it. Now this doesn't have to obviously be a crafting organizer. It can be a budget organizer. It can, you know, like for bills, unfortunately, for school, for your job, chores, kids, their activities, whatever. And so I'll go through and just kind of show you what I've done. Now I had a collection by Minte Papers, and it was called Lavender Farm, and it had 12 pieces in it, and I had to stretch it. So I had some purple coordinating papers that I just had in my stash that matched well enough. So it's this purple that you see here. But I did use, I ran out of that too, so I tried to find some paper that would kind of give it some pizzazz. And so I found this glitter paper from Country Craft Creations, and it doesn't really look like it matches this page that well, but you'll see later on that it really does. So one thing I liked about this book was the size. And so this book is 10 inches wide and it is 12 inches tall. So she shows you how to use a 10 by 12 inch piece of lightweight chipboard and how to wrap the edges so that you don't have to wrap the whole thing, and to make it have a nice border. She also uses the rings. Now these rings are a little bit tight. I did punch holes, and I did use the grommets. Is that what they, is that what I want to call them? Grommets? In the covers, the front and back covers. So it does make it a little bit more stiff when I'm turning the pages. So I don't know if there's thinner ones of these rings, but this is what I have for right now. So anyway, just made it very basic. I wanted this to be a flat book so that I can, when I turn the pages, I can flip it to the back and not have to worry about anything getting smashed. So the front cover is just 2 layers of paper. It is the purple matte paper and then the actual pattern paper. So then I had a die, and I just cut that out, and then I cut a piece of white paper and I just labeled it craft, so I know it's my crafting organizer. And then this is ephemera from the collection. So I had one collection of 12 papers and one package of ephemera. Okay, so because it's on rings, then like I said, you can move it around and like move this and push it all the way to the back, and I can show you that in a minute. But so I had to do some things a little bit differently than she did, but not a whole lot. But the first page is one of those examples where I did do something different. So this was kind of the main idea, but she had 3 pockets that were in the center, and she had a die that cut out a pocket. I didn't have that die, but I did have this die, and I hadn't used it before, and so I wanted to use it. And so this is a triple pocket. Like I said, I had a die, and I can put in tags, and they do go all the way to the bottom, but I also left it open on the side so you can stick something behind. And then this is a large pocket that you can stick things behind also. Let me get a larger piece of paper, or taller. So this paper can go all the way to the bottom. Okay, so even if it goes in this pocket. All right, so I plan, when we get our design team kits, that comes with a paper showing all the materials that are inside and what their names are. So that would be a good place to store that right up front. Okay, so then on the first actual page, this is the cover. She had 3 layers of pockets. I only did 2 because I was running low, very low on paper. So I didn't figure I needed any more pockets. So I just did 2, but like I said, she had a 3rd one. You'll see that in her tutorial if you go to the link that I'm providing down below. But this is where I started to incorporate some more of that sparkly blue, just so that I could incorporate it and it didn't look so weird when I had to use it more later on. But there are hints of blue, and so I wanted to make that pop a little bit more. So I had to do a little bit of piecing here. So this paper had doors, and so I was a little bit short, so I just put the two together, and I thought the door looked cute. Did some corner rounding. I did have dies for the corners, but again, these are open so that you can stuff things behind, whether it's receipts, scraps, reminders, leftover papers, whatever. And then again, you have a larger one. So one thing about only doing 2 pockets, though, I can see more of my pattern paper, which I think is beautiful. And so I do like that you can see more of it. And then I just did a butterfly up here in the corner, again, getting a pop of that sparkly blue. Okay, now this, all of these have 2 exactly the same. So there's another page that's on the reverse near the back, okay? So on the opposite side, there is this angled pocket. Now there was too much purple. I had just did the purple for the background and it didn't look quite right. There was too naked, for lack of a better word. And so I just took some of the cut aparts and I lined it up with my angled pocket. So it was like this, and I found the cut apart that I could kind of line up. And I just put 3 in a row. I felt like it needed something. It's gonna be covered up when I put paper in there anyway. And I'd already had this there. I don't know, it might be a little bit gaudy. But there'll be things in here to kind of hide that. I wish I had, I was looking for more word dies that I have. I don't really have a whole lot that related to crafting, so that was kind of a bummer. I have individual letters, so I guess I could cut something out that way, but I like the words that have the shadow piece behind it, and I'll show you that here in just a second, because I do have one that says create, and it comes with the piece behind it to give it a shadow, and I love those. So then this has a mirror page too, which is right here. And so that both of these pages mirror each other, okay? And then I did the same thing. I have a floral decoration up here where I did some layering of the ephemera, lined up 3 of the cards, and there's my angled pocket. And then I have some leftover ephemera, and so I just tucked that for right now in this pocket. So at the end of her video, she comes up with 2 more ideas. She does a pocket and page, and she does a way to hold magazines. Well, I don't really need anything to hold magazines, but I did need a pocket. Now her pocket was 10 inches, like it went the whole distance across. I didn't have enough paper for that, so I had to change the measurements. So I have a half a page, which is totally fine. I don't need a full page, and I kind of like the look of it when you open it up to have something a different size. It kind of, you know, breaks things up a little bit. But this is where I really, excuse me, used a lot more of that glitter paper. And then I just did some decorating with the ephemera. It did have 2 words in the whole pack of ephemera, just 2. So there was 1, okay? Now this unties. You could use a magnet closure if you want. And then just put some paper behind here, and then I have just a little bit of purple behind there, but this is an accordion pocket, so it will hold quite a bit, okay? And then we're just gonna tie that up, and then I'm gonna check to make sure, because this is such a large book, I need to make sure that I am still in frame. So give me a second here. I'm gonna take a peek. I use my phone. Yep, I think we still are, okay. So I really love this paper. The purple is just beautiful. So then on the opposite side, I was gonna do another one of those accordion pockets, but I just didn't have the right stuff, and I thought it would get too thick. So I had a die for angled pockets. I was gonna put the other angled pocket over here, but I was afraid it would get too thick when I punched a hole. So here you could just kind of stick some things and it will hold it just fine. Okay, and I like that swirl. I love it. And then there's that pop of the glitter too. Okay, so this was a bonus page basically. And again, hers was 10 inches. So I had to make that change. Okay, so when we flip this over, now I will tell you what my plan is to put right in the very front, maybe right even here, or maybe here. I'm going to print calendars just like she did for each month of the year. I'll just go to a website. so that I can mark my due dates for my projects and stuff like that. I don't know if I'll do a full sheet or, maybe I'll probably do a full sheet so it's easier to write on. But because I can flip this to the back, let's see, it'll be easier for me to write. Ugh. See, I need a thicker ring because it did get pretty fat. So I say I can move it to the back, but until I get bigger rings, that might not be true. Okay, so I will have papers here or here with the calendars that I'm going to print. Okay. So then again, we have a mirrored page. So this is a pocket right here. And then this is a large pocket here. So this is that die I have that has the shadow behind it. It says create, and that's about the only crafty. I want more words that have that shadow. I think that's very cool. But look at how beautiful this paper is. So I didn't want to do too much. Did use the envelope punch board for some thumb holes. There's a little pennant or a little flag there. Just did some layering of the ephemera. And then I have these papers that I really like. They're like project papers or something. But over here is like your main idea. Then over here are your notes. And it's got a place for a date and either like the purpose or the object. I'd probably write the name of the paper collection. In my measurements, maybe some random notes down here. But I really like this paper. It's already set up the way I like it. So I put some of those in here. I just got it from Amazon. And then there's the other side that's just the same. This paper is a little bit different. I mean, they both are very colorful and pretty, but same idea. Pocket, larger pocket, layered ephemera, create, and then a flag there also. Okay. All right. The back of this page then is similar to the front page. And again, I only did 2 because I didn't have enough to do 3. Still a butterfly, still the angled corners here, the borders. Had to use a door to make the page, the paper stretch a little bit. Okay. I'm trying to think, did I change this page? I didn't. I changed the way I put the layered pockets together. She had layered pockets. I do mine differently, but otherwise it's the same. So this is a layered pocket. So you have one here, and then this one does go all the way to the bottom of the first one. So what I did here is I didn't have a long enough piece, so I had this paper that had doors on it. So I cut the doors separately and spaced them in a way that made it work. So I have the 2 large doors at the end and 2 smaller doors toward the middle. And I just went and made my thumb hole. And I thought this would be a good place even for a picture of something. And I did have to use some of the purple matte paper to make it stretch a little bit. So now I'm going to move this down so that we can see it better. So this opens, and she had said that this page on her book was like for Post-it notes. So that might work for me too. I did have a border punch. I had a thick piece of the pattern paper that was flowers, but I needed it. It was too similar to this, so I wanted something to break it up. So I just punched a border strip. And then down here, I cut one of the doors and put it in the center. I thought, yeah, it kind of looks like a little house then. But yep, this is for like Post-it notes. And then there is this pocket to put in a notepad. Now this is where this can go to the back so that you can write easily. And she even showed how she can put this to the back. But until I get bigger rings, I don't want to do that yet. But this makes it so much easier to write when you can flip that page behind. So I had to do some paper piecing. Let me lift this paper up. So I had to do paper piecing to make this work. So I have a strip here, here, and here. There's 3. Just a tiny one there, here, and here. So then once I put those papers down, I just got some of the ephemera pieces and started laying them here and there. You don't really see it anyway because it's a pocket that the paper is going to go in, so it gets covered. Okay. So then that just flips like that. And then the back of the book is pretty plain also. I just matted it and then put the pattern paper on top. I just love the paper. It's called Lavender Farm. It was by Minte. I don't know if I got it from, at one point, she has carried different brands in the past, so I'm not sure if this is one I got from her or not. But this is perfect to keep organized for my design team stuff. And so this is what I'm using this year to stay organized. And I hope they make a little bit thinner rings, because now that I have those, are they grommets? Is that what they're called? In here, it does make it a little bit harder to turn the pages. So, you know, maybe I should even put like ribbon instead. That might make it easier, a thin piece of ribbon, and tie it. I don't know. But I just love it. I love it, love it. And so again, I'm going to, the link is down below for Michelle's tutorial. So I'm not going to take credit for this beautiful book. It was her tutorial. I had to change just a few things. But if you are interested and you want to get organized, go check out her tutorial. I appreciate you coming to my channel to take a look at my first project of the year. And if you have not already, would you please just hit that subscribe button? My goal is to get more videos out this year, and so I would love it if you came back to my channel and watched all the free tutorials, project shares. I don't do a whole lot of hauls right now, but maybe I will in the future. So thank you for coming by my channel, and stop by again soon.